Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Vault Weekend stream. So today, this will be the only stream we'll be doing this weekend for the Vault Weekend. However, over the course of this weekend, I want to go and get enough Vault Keys and just gems in general, so that on next week's Monday, next time we'll be streaming, I want to go and get 100,000 gems. So this weekend, we're basically going to be setting that into motion, getting all the keys we need to go and do so, as we're basically starting at 0. Actually, that one I think came from something earlier. But yeah, basically just get enough Vault Keys, get enough gems, get enough everything, so that on Monday, we could just open a bunch of them, and then boom, finally go get our 100,000. Somehow, in the, 10, almost 11 years now that we've been playing, we have never hit 100,000 gems. Mostly because we spend a lot in the past for like some kind of video here and there and stuff like that, or just saving them for future updates and things. However, we have gotten quite of a surplus recently, and we are finally within striking distance of easily getting 100,000. Pretty sure there's already people at like multi-million, but hey, we'll get our first 100,000 this Monday. Anyways, yeah, mostly going to be focused on Vault Weekend, getting some Paloozas, getting the gnomes. I should probably clearing out dailies too. Still got a lot of dailies. I didn't actually finish a lot of Underspire either. I'm only going for basic completion though. But still got a ways to go still. Not even like halfway through though. We got all the torches we need, been buying them every single day. What do we have over here? We need to go get those and the gem key, so let's go get that. Also, thank you so much, Chad, for the $5 tip. Greatly appreciated. Oh yeah, we were messing with the Mythic earlier. We covered the Mythic video last night before I went to bed. But gosh, is that Mythic bad. Porthos. It just has a poison death mark on its final final trait. It has ability that has way too low of an insta-kill chance that you would think it's like an average legend, but no, it's on a Mythic. It's just really bad. Pretty skippable. One of the most skippable Mythics we've had in quite a while, especially since last Mythic was so good, comparatively. But anyways, what are we going for? Let's go for a daily quick kill out everything. And once we get all that down, start going for Paloozas. Where the gnomes at? We'll be getting them soon. And technically we can get them here as well. Hello, Rob. I tried to say hello to anyone yet. Hello, Mulu. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Chad, and thanks again. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Rob. Hello, everyone else. Welcome. Hope you guys been having a wonderful start of your weekend. And apparently, start of August. It still threw me off earlier, too. It's like, oh, yeah, it's already August 1st, because I was covering the Mythic video, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's actually already the 1st, isn't it? Because we got the new Mythic. But, yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere. Always throws me off when we have like a August 1st Mythic, or not August 1st Mythic, but you know, a first of the month Mythic. It's like the first possible day. It's like, oh, it's already here. Unfortunately, it is really bad though. So basically just don't open Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest for the next week. Which means if I do need to close the gap on Monday, we're going to be opening gold keys because I do not want to get a second copy of that Mythic. If it wasn't the case, I would. But that's actually kind of bad because now I can't open Glory keys on Monday. Because I wouldn't want to get a second or third copy or so of that Mythic. It's so bad you definitely wouldn't want to put 2 on your team, that's for sure. Especially when you could just double talk shotgun instead. I said, hello, Genki! Welcome. How's the paleo grind been going? I've still off stream been poking old school RuneScape here and there as well. As far as the MMO category of things. Still been addicted to that game here and there. They added a 10-minute AFK boss too that you literally just click once every 10 minutes. It is so chill. They love their AFK methods. What do we need here? Adventure? Complete all 3 battles. Oh, okay, well, I guess we'll do the other one then. It's hello, Lister! Nope, we've still been doing Gems of War every day. We just haven't been streaming it every day. We've still been doing it every day. Mostly just stream when bigger things happening. Like every Monday with the weekly reset, Fridays when there's something happening like the Mythic and/or Vault Weekend, stuff like that. Also, supposedly we're getting 7.8 update sometime this month. I highly doubt it's next week's Tuesday, but it could be any week now. I'm not sure if I really know what's in it at the moment since it's coming so quickly. They've pretty much been doing an update every month so far this year. A lot of them have been towards the smaller side though. That's the only problem with getting updates a lot more commonly, is each of the individual updates that they do end up doing tend to be quite a bit smaller. Unless I'm forgetting one, have we really had like a super big update this year? I don't think so. Other than I guess them finally bringing back and fixing Guild War. But beyond that, I can't really think of anything that was like super over the top big. Oh yeah, Guild's already done with Journey, which is nice, so we don't need to worry about that all weekend. Dungeon, okay, let's go see what we get for Dungeon. Come on, top 3, never mind, we already failed it, wow. That's not ideal. Oh, and Web Trap? Oh, don't do that. We'll go get the cleanse right over there. Honestly, I should go have a team for whenever we get hit by the status effect. My solution to it is just always to hit the 10% cleanses, but that just does not do enough sometimes. Because we're waiting for one very specific trip to end up getting cleansed. Everything else getting cleansed means nothing. Come on, you're almost there. Come on. I just want to put like Wanda Stars or something on the team. There you go. Worst part is it's cursed too, so it stays on even longer. Oddly enough, the other cleanse does bypass curse, but natural cleanse still gets diminished by it. So every single 1 to 10% tokens don't get any worse with curse on you, but your natural like 10, 20, 30, 40, and so cleanse rate does get halved to 5, 10, 15, 20, and all that. But the 3 10% medals we have override curse. Or at least I'm pretty sure it does. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. I never actually took time to really check it. But to my understanding, it does bypass curse. Though how long it's staying, maybe it doesn't. We're just getting a bit unlucky. Speaking of which, I need that trip to win. It's the other problem with this team. It's all in Rush Flower Dragon. And because of that, yeah, it's not the tankiest of things. It's probably the biggest downside Flower Dragon has compared to Stellarix. Is it is not tanky at all. It is so flimsy. Touch it like 2 or 3 times, just insta-dies. Hello, Jets! Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's coming to the end of August. Well, they said by the end of August. But it could be any time in August. So it could be mid-August, late August. It's definitely not going to be early August, though. Like, it's definitely not next Tuesday. Very, very doubtful on that. But I'm curious if the next patch will have something to go sink gems into, because, hey, we'll have 100k stacked by then. Because oddly enough, we haven't had a gem sync patch in a very long time. I guess they've kind of gotten tired of trying to sync gems, and now just kind of want to keep going with new currencies instead. Because we haven't gotten a gem sync patch in a very, very, very long time. Alright, everything there, good, 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 good. Underspire, we're delaying till later. Normally I save it for the weekend. Journey, our guild already has it done. Okay, PvP's the only thing left, and then we go all in on Paloozas then. And maybe do a little bit of verse farming as well. We already got all of our Valhawk set up. What do we have to do? I think it was Elemental and something else. It was Elemental and, was it Wildfolk? Because Elemental was the one I did, so I'm not sure what the other one was. It was Taurus. Ooh, 50% extra Taurus. That's a little bit annoying. Yeah, those are 2 we'll have to do. We'll go get all of our stats. Go take, I guess, Construct would probably be the less annoying one. To remember, does Elf have anything particularly over the top? I kind of want to go with Construct, I think. They're both kind of annoying to do. Let's just go get our boost real quick, and then we'll go take those out. Oh yeah, by the way, I'll mention in the weekly video too, but this is the second to last week. Next week being the final week to go finish out the PvP season. So if there's anything you still want to be doing, yeah, this week and next week, final 2 weeks to go finish it out, 9 days remaining. Pretty much completed everything. The only 2 things I haven't done is the 150k, because there's no way I'm doing the other objective. But if we happen to get to 150k, that might be possible with all the things we'll throw down. And the other one is getting this guy to level 11. There's nowhere we're going to get him higher than that. But if we get lucky enough on our few remaining burning marks, we might be able to. Given that he takes up a lot of the drop table right now. He's actually not that bad either. Definitely not the best one we've had, but better than nothing. Yeah, they mentioned 8.7. It's actually the 8.8 patch. Is coming later this month. Because we're in 8.7 now. His 8.7 was the early game update. Which pretty much no one has really seen. Or I shouldn't say no one, but you know. It only affects basically your first hour of gameplay and your first, like, couple weeks of gameplay or so. Like, you know, the first time you do all the quests, the first time you do the tutorial. Was basically what that patch ended up updating. Obviously, we got the few extra achievements and a few other things, but most of the patch was just the early game new player experience changes. So unless you made an account within the last few weeks, no one's really seen much of it. Some of it does affect whenever they do a Legends Reborn, though. Is they changed up some of the quest lines, so it should actually make a couple Legends Reborns actually easier than they already were. Which they were already pretty easy, given that they're based on scaling for just a low-level range. Now they only have to fight through it once rather than 5 times. Yeah, we'll take out all these, go take out the other chunk. Actually, we don't need to because we'll have 11 for the following day. So never mind, I want to go for the single buff. Oh no, you know what, we'll go for double buff. Just to make sure we have it, because tomorrow is the easy Central Spire. Today's the more annoying battles that we have to do. So I'll use double buff today, because tomorrow's battles are really easy. Or at least easier. Alright. Oh, we did that. Let's go grab our second buff. Wrong area. It is so often I still click the wrong spot almost every time. There's two correct spots. The one all the way to the left and the one second to the right. All the way to the left is the purple magic one, and the one second to the right is the standard magic one. We're grabbing a standard magic one just because it works in every location, whereas the other one you have to have a bunch of purples on your team to really get value from it. I think you need to have at least 2 purple on your team to get more value from it. Or sometimes you can, but I don't want to have to like build around it. Generally just go for the static number so you don't have to compromise any team for any of the weird categories. I'm pretty sure our construct team would only use 1 purple, not multiple. And our Taurus team, I think, would be using 0 purple. Because I'm probably just going to run triple of that new guy we got a couple weeks ago. It was the first time he was in Soulforge, and I got a triple of the guy that creates Lightning Gem. So now we have that fun combination we could do. Is it viable? Kind of. Is it worth getting that many of it? Definitely not. But we had the resources for it, so I figured why not. Because there's nothing really to dump diamonds into once you have all mythics. The main thing it helps with is getting all mythics, but after that point, it's like, okay, what do I use it on now? There's nothing left. Once you have like every weapon and every mythic. Obviously, it takes forever to reach that point. Once you do, they become a very quickly dead currency, surprisingly. Despite when you're progressing through the game being one of the most useful currencies in the game. Given that the ability to just craft any mythic you want is very strong. Might have to wait a couple months, but, you know, they eventually rotate around. Junk mail. Alright, we got our double buff. We need to go do our 3 battles, but we'll get that done automatically when we go for Elemental and Taurus. Let me go for Construct first before I forget to go do it for tomorrow. And then we'll go take out the 2 categories. Oh good, my team's already saved. Perfect. Because we were messing with Zarg's Boom Pile back when we got him last month. I believe it was last month's Mythic, right? Pretty sure it was last month's. You know, an actual good Mythic, unlike this month. But, yeah, double Boom Pile. Definitely helps out a lot. And he does count as a Construct Goblin. That does mean he is a Goblin that can be 50% started as well. Am I using it right now? Yeah. Geomancer gives 50% mana start to all constructs. And Zarg's Boom Pile is a construct, so you can 50% mana start him, even though Goblins don't have a 50% mana start. But, yeah, you can on him, which is nice. And I was double burst him here, and that should be dead. Or single. Single works as well. Yeah, is that nice concentrated damage so you can just kind of kill out afterwards. So hello, Ron. Hello, Bill. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all has been well. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful start to your weekend. The hello wall has arrived. I forgot, you don't get to choose the one target, do you? I keep trying to target his first ability, realizing that it's completely random. I do that so often. Because I just assume every immortal can just target initially. But not all of them are like that. Oh no, the resummon! How could you? Alright, 3 more, then we just have to take the other 10 battles, and then the rest of the stream we just go paloozing then. Oh yeah, the codes! I forgot to hand out codes. Wait, wait, wait. My bad, my bad. But yeah, 2 more codes, and then the code after that will finally be going into the July codes. Even though we're now on the first day of August. I still haven't gotten the new August codes yet. I'm not sure when we'll be handing out the pet. But if I get it on time, I might be handing out this Monday when we go get 100,000 gems. If not, we'll hand it out sometime later this month. Just not sure exactly when. Oh, so hello, Henry. Hello, Imperial. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Because I still haven't gotten August codes yet. I assume she'll hand it out by like Monday or Tuesday next week. Because they might already be off for the weekend, given that in Australia it's already Saturday. Well, I should have taken a yellow for extra turn. Whoops. There's a problem with teams like this that just gain a bunch of mana every single turn. I feel the need just to instant end my turn so we can go get the mana immediately. This is normally better than taking a more optimal move. At least in a game mode that says quick paces, PvP. In like actual guild wars, you'd want to go slower, of course. But something like this where we kind of already know we won, we can definitely go a bit quicker there. Hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's go take out these other two areas, and then all we have to do then is Palooza for the rest of the stream then. All right, so we have Elemental. This was the one I did last night. Just used a pretty standard just Flower Dragon team of the Chrysathornyx. And of course, our first 3 battles are guaranteed to have the guy. Actually, I probably should have done the Tauruses first so we could have had easier battles there. Oh well. How close are we to 100k gems? Really close. I think we're 3k off. We're at 96,866. The goal of this weekend, between tonight and just off stream for the rest of the weekend, is to get enough Vault Keys racked up and just, you know, the general gem loot and everything else. But get enough Vault Keys racked up so that on Monday will hopefully be the day we hit 100k. We're not going to be hitting it today. We could if we want to, though. But we're going to be saving it for Monday. And just open a bunch of the Vault Keys that we get this weekend and everything else and just do one big key opening on Monday. After we do all standard dailies and everything. But we will not end Monday's stream without having over 100k gems will be the game plan. How many Vault Keys are we going for? I'm not sure exact number. Probably just a couple hundred. Because technically I don't need a single one in order to go get 100k gems. We already have the gold keys and technically glory keys, so I don't want to open glory keys next week to go and already get them. However, it's more fun doing them with Vault Keys, so I do want to rack up at least a somewhat decent pile. Because Vault Keys are a lot more fun to open than gold keys or something. But if we have to pull them out as a last resort, we will go do the gold key spam until we hit it. But it'll be a lot more fun opening Vault Keys, or even some epic Vault Keys. As we might be able to get the 900 gem drop. We've gotten it, I think, twice at this point. The really, really big gem drop from Epic Vault Key. Wait, oh, that was weird. Why wouldn't it let me cast? There we go. Alright, there's our 5 battles there. Now let's go do the more annoying location. Not only does this place have 50%, but it's also just harder to kill in general. And my team's not even saved. Wonderful. But you know what we're going to run. The pure chaos that is spam King Stormguard. And we'll do a Taurus class, I guess. Just to get them off the ground a bit quicker. What's it called? Oh, it's not called Taurus. It's called Shaman. Banner, I guess yellow, oddly enough. Because they create yellow every turn. That seems fine. Let's roll with it. When will I do a 1k epic Volky opening? Oh gosh. I would if they ever buff them. I've been waiting on the buff. Oh, this place is Hourglass Gem. Interesting. Too bad this guy doesn't also erupt them every single time. Yeah, look how much damage it is. This is so nice. It's kind of like Ketris the Bull, but he gets to create a bunch of mana every turn. He's a little bit weaker cast-wise than Ketris the Bull. But the amount of extra mana he naturally gets is so much better a lot of times. Which is kind of sad because Ketris the Bull used to be meta at one point exactly as he is now. Yeah, he's kind of fallen off a bit. The main thing that's annoying about this guy, though, is he doesn't actually use yellow mana. Really wish they would have made him use yellow. Because in order to really mana accumulate with him, you have to feed into other things on your team. I guess it still works, it's just a little clunky. Yeah, this is the whole reason why we got 3 of them, by the way. It's literally just for Taurus restriction and PvP. That is 100% the only reason I got it. It's definitely not worth doing for that reason. But if you have to spare resources, I think it saves like 1 minute when doing these battles. Like roughly 1 minute. Whenever you do like a 5 Taurus battle. Though I feel like it's pretty common. I feel like every other week is Taurus. Not sure why people keep picking it, but they do. Oh, what was the Delve question? You run Stormguard or with Storm class? Wait, oh, that wasn't a question. How many Underworld Deep Delves did you set up? Oh, not a lot. I forgot about those. I think I set up like 8 to 10. I put them mostly in the bottom area. But yeah, I can go check that out. I haven't actually checked that out. Okay, we can go do that next. I just want to finish the PvP thingy real quick. But yeah, we'll go check all of our deep delves and see what's up with that then. Because supposedly I have a really high chance of dropping the better gnomes. And I believe I set up every single one of them to be 1 battle away from the room we need. I'm pretty sure I only set up about 8 to 10 though. Because I was starting to forget to set them up a lot of days. But I did set up a few. Alright, PvP completed. Alright, how's our ladder doing? I need to try to get bottom rank, but my people are doing like way too little. I want to get demoted. But they're making it really hard to get demoted. Okay, anyways, what are we doing? We did that, we did that. Oh yeah, we were going to go to Underworld. Actually, before we do, let's go try one last RNG for PvP real quick. PvP shop. Give me 1D book real quick. Purple? We are in such a purple dry streak right now. No purple. Alright, let's go to Underworld real quick and go see how these work. So a lot of these bottom ones should be set up. So here we have this one right here. Team is definitely drastically different on every single one of these. Alright, so we got nothing here. Is the thing I always just assumed with these is they had the same drop table. Because right now I haven't seen anything good yet. We got 1 gnome and it's bad. There's just a standard gnome that would be here. Do you need to be in a Gnome-a-Palooza for it to work? I don't think you do. Because that'd be a waste of a Gnome-a-Palooza if you did. Because you would get more value just from doing other battles. Oh, I actually lost a troop here. Oh, probably because I did Thrall first slot again. I actually did do the same team for both of these two. And apparently I lost my Thrall leading up to this fight. That's funny. Whoops. That'll slightly reduce our damage, but not by much. Because most of our damage is based on their stats, not our stats, given that they have so much more. But yeah, so far I'm not seeing anything. Are we sure this works? Because this is looking really much just like normal drop table completely. We did get a verse gnome. We got 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3, we're good. It feels so weird seeing such a big insta-kill damage. 1,377. Yeah, we used the new Maelstrom here as well. Alright, we got 2 out of 4. Alright, maybe it does work then. Maybe we just got unlucky at first. Unfortunately, it's another verse 4, which I don't really need. This doesn't mean insta-kill, doesn't it? No, it just is impervious. I always kept thinking it was insta-kill, but no, it's just normal mutiny. Right, here we have a double Catharix team. Wait, why did I double up on Catharix? Could have gone for something else there, but that still works. It's one of the reasons why we do have double Catharix, and not just one. There are some rare circumstances where it's not that bad to run. I was like, I gotta be careful, we're almost gonna lose. We lost Hero so quickly. Okay, we did get a Verse Gnome here. Okay, that's not too bad. Though, why am I dying to this battle? I might actually lose my Verse Gnome. Luckily, it's one I don't really need. I keep getting the Verse Gnomes we don't need. How am I dying so hard? Like, we're almost at the point where we could legitimately lose this. Alright, there we go. We won. That's a little sketchy, though. It was a lot closer than I would have wanted it to be. But yeah, so far we've gotten 3 out of 5 to be good gnomes. So it's not bad. Yep, and we got another. Okay. I can confirm it is definitely doing it. But he's got really unlucky for the first 2 battles. But yeah, this is definitely above average odds. Yeah, I never knew that. Interesting. Yeah, we basically got a whole Palooza set. We're just getting absurdly unlucky on the first 2, though. Really bad RNG at first. But that's a whole set of Palooza right there. Alright, what other ones do we have? Dripping Cavern, I think? Yes, there we go. Not sure how many more of these I have set up. But we'll go to all the ones that we do right now. And I guess with the battles today, I could technically set up another one as well. Though probably not worth doing during the Vault weekend for how long it takes to go to them. He's already set up ones is worth it because it's only like 1 battle. But we're gonna have to do anywhere from like 2 to 5 battles to go set up one. Which is quite a bit longer than 1. Alright, Nightmare Circus doesn't have one. All-Seeing Eye I think I set up as well. No. I could go do it for All-Seeing Eye though. Black Heart, did I set up for you? No. Is that all I set up? Could have sworn I set up a little bit more than that. Apparently not, though. I'm not seeing another one here. Oh, there we go. I did set up one more. Alright, and we'll go do one more after this one, then. I guess I'll set up All-Seeing Eye real quick. I believe All-Seeing Eye would be set up in a way where we don't have to go more than like 3 battles. Sin is good because it's guaranteed 1 away. True. Because it's just 1 big circle. Alright, I have a partially completed one there though, so we'll leave that one for now. I forget what the layout for a lot of the deep delves are though. Alright, let's go do one All-Seeing Eye real quick then. So let me go retreat here. Oh gosh, I still have Quick Kill for a Wayne team set up here. That's funny. For like the lower level range kind of thing. Alright, let's go set up a deep dove. Alright, it's only 2 rooms away. That's fine. We definitely need a better team, though. That is 100% not going to cut it. We can go Tesla team. I guess we'll go Tesla. Like Tesla, Takshaka. And then the only other thing we need then is wand. It's something nice and tanky. With a slightly more blue banner. Actually, the banner we have is already fine. Alright, let's roll with this. Don't think we can change anything else. Alright, let's go get this other one real quick. And then we'll start the Paloozas. But yeah, overall, it does look like you get better high rarity gnome chance for the Underworld battles when you do those. Is it worth setting up a bunch to go do that? I don't know, I guess. We got like 1 Palooza out of it. And that wasn't even like a full setup. If you set it for every single location, that would have been about 3 Paloozas then if we got about the same rate that we just did. Like 3 full sets of Paloozas. I know the stream's a Vault stream. I still haven't done anything Vault related yet. Then I guess technically these gnomes, because they have better drop rate right now. This is somewhat Vault Weekend related. Everything else earlier was just weekly, daily stuff. It shouldn't take us that long today. How long we were going up to that point? It only took us like 24, 25 minutes to do dailies. Like every daily, every weekly up to this point. Yeah, you get a lot of free battles if you remember to set it up every single day. Do you just retreat after you do that, or do you actually complete out the full 500? Like, do you do all the 500s and then just retreat from them? Or do you actually complete out each one? Because it seems like retreating would be more favorable. And we got a verse 4 there. Alright, not bad. Unfortunately, we got pretty unlucky with the rolls, getting mostly gnomes we didn't really need. But I did get 1 verse 3, which is the one we needed. That's still nice. How many do we have right now? 18. Alright, there we go. Alright. Is that everything then? Alright, let's go do Paloozas. Let's start rolling the Paloozas then. Alright, that event's coming up in a couple weeks. Alright, first things first, let's go ahead and another code though. Before we do. And then we'll start up the Palooza spree. Alright, let me go set up the team first and location and everything. Make sure it's all set up. Yep, explore. Oh, no. That's why you check. I gotta deliberately lose here. I have it set to Explore 4 for when I was getting the weekly or something done earlier. But we actually need Explore 1. Good thing I checked. With that being said, I should probably double set this up as well. Main reason we would want to double set it up is because, in case we get a Mimic, I need a backup location. And this is one of the only other few locations that is insta-kill and they're right next to each other. So it's way easier to get to. So I want to reset this place back to Explore difficulty 1 as well. Oh, 100 on the dot, nice. Oh, that means we'll have a nice clean 0 going into Palooza, that's good. Not going to get as many Mythics, which can survive the damage, unfortunately. Or a lot of them can. Some of them still die. But most Mythics will survive the damage amount when running a quick kill dust level team. Or Ironhawk team, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and that's why you check. We got the Mimic. Imagine if this is finally our 5 times. Or, you know, our Horde Mimic. We're almost like 4 years now without getting a third Horde Mimic. We got our first 2 within like the first 2 months. And now it's been almost 4 years and I still haven't seen another. And we're still not going to see it because all we got was 4 guard. Not even a 5 times yet. Alright, let me go set this back to difficulty 1. Alright, and now I just have to use the team once to make sure it saves the team. And then we can start running Paloozas. Everything's good to go. Just double cast this and start our first Palooza then. First one of the weekend. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, games. Soulforge. Other. And yeah, the big one. Let's get them rolling. Oh yeah, XP boosters. Should probably be running them. Here we go. Have one. Probably should have done that first, but oh well. Oh no, we wasted like 5 seconds of the booster. Yeah, mimics have the full amount of difficulty. They're scaled based on your highest difficulty you've done for a location. So assuming you've done Explore 12 for every location, they come in at Explore 12 difficulty, even if you're doing Explore 1. So you need to have backup locations for if you do get a mimic. Because this team very much cannot kill a mimic team. It can. It would take like 3 minutes though. Which we definitely don't want to be doing while doing a Palooza. So you want to have at least one backup location. And for this particular team, Wild Plains is a really good location for that. Because it can also be one-shot cycled with this team consistently. Hello, Mini! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ooh, Epic Volkey already going off good. Yeah, we got our Epic Volkeys down to a solid 50 earlier, so it's going to be really easy to keep track of how many we got. I forget what the number was. It was like 1850 or 1650 or whatever it was. But we're not going to get so many Epic Volkeys that it's going to be confusing. It should be really easy to determine how many off of 50 we are. Because it's not like we're going to get like 120. Because how many ever Volkeys I have is the total amount of Volkeys we got this weekend. And how many Epic Volkeys off of 50 we got is how many Epics we got. And the other two numbers don't really matter since we're not going to get an Epic Volkey number big enough for it to be misconstrued. Like even if we somehow got 105, it'd be very obvious that we got 105 and not 5. Like if we grinded that much, it's very obvious we got 105 and not 5. And if we got something like, let's say, I don't know, 40 off, we know for sure it was 40 and probably not 140 based on how long we were grinding for. Unless I'm going for like 10 hours a day, we are definitely not getting 140. It would definitely be closer to 40 or some other number in that situation. But based on how many we're going to do, it's probably going to be closer to 20-ish. Because I'm probably aiming for about 200-ish Vault Keys, give or take a little. I'm aiming for anything super, super high. Got a first Cursed Gnome. That's actually one thing we don't want to be seeing, Dragonite Gnomes. As good as Dragonite is the one gnome that will survive this team. They added it almost solely for the purpose of, or at least the stats distribution on it, was added almost entirely to make sure this team would be less viable. Luckily it's rare, so it doesn't happen that often. Another code? Sure, we can do another code real quick. Gotta do it between the loading screens though. I'll head it on next loading screen. I got it on copy paste right now. No time waste on the Vault weekend. Or at least on the Paloozas of the Vault weekend. Alright, there you go. Enjoy. It's also our final code of August. I mean, not of August, of June. So now we get to start dipping into the July codes now that we're in August. So the next code we hand out will be our first July code, not counting the pet we handed out for the 4th of July pet thingy. But aside from that, next code will be our first July code. So we're a whole month behind on codes right now, currently. If only a patch could be released so we can go grind a bunch of stuff and then hand out a billion codes again. There hasn't been that much to grind lately. And even Vault weekends, while we do still grind them a little, we're so endgame that we have a lot less need to grind them. Because obviously earlier in the game, it is so beneficial to grind it for like 10, 20, 30 something hours. But you know, we could grind it for like 5 or 10 and be kind of happy with it. Because we just have such a surplus of resources to begin with. I just figured these would be a lot more fun on Monday to go for 100k gems than opening, you know, gold keys for an hour. Because if we truly want to, at any moment now, I could just hit 100,000 gems whenever we feel like it. But it'd be a lot more fun to do it with Vault keys and Epic Vault keys. Yeah, that's gonna be the plan for Monday. Clear out all the weeklies, dailies, whatever else. And then the entire streamer is gonna open vault keys and epic vault keys until we have 100k gems. However long it takes to do so. And if we really need them, open a little bit of gold keys, but I don't think we will. Unless we get really unlucky on the keys. I'm hoping we get to see the 900 gem. Because that'd be perfect if the 900 gem off of Epic Vault Keys, the final one we need to push over. I'm going to try to do that. We're going to open all of our Vault Keys first. Get to the point where we're within like 900-ish range. And then start opening the Epic Vault Keys to see if we can actually pull it. Because that'd be a really fun way to go to 100,000. Off the 900 gem drop. In the entire history of this game up to this point, I've only seen it twice. Though in all fairness, I've kind of hoarded a lot of my Epic Vault Keys. I haven't really used that many of them. Because I believe it's weighted to be about the exact same as a 300 gem drop from normal Vault Key. Which we've seen, you know, like hundreds of times at this point. Just because of how many more Vault Keys we've opened comparatively. Then after all that, give you all the plushies? Compared to your collection in Palia, I have like 0 plushies right now. Oh, I did use those free crane tokens, though. I got the cute little toad one. That was probably my favorite of them. I got 3 different ones. I think 2 of them are bugs, but one of them was a cute toad. Hey, that's something we might try for next week as well. Because Old School RuneScape, we did I think 2 streams last week for the big update that they did. But one thing I might be doing next week, probably next weekend, not this weekend, because Vault Weekend, but next weekend, I'm probably going to try taking out the strongest boss in pretty much the entire game. Or at least what used to be considered the hardest boss. I said once we got a certain amount of equipment, we'll try it 3 times. So I'm going to see if I can get it next weekend and see if we get it within 3 tries on one stream. If we don't get it that stream, maybe try the following day as well. Because oddly enough, on a hardcore, which only has 1 life, it's actually considered a safe death. Just because of how absurdly hard it was at the time it was released. It's a little bit easier these days, but it's still among one of the hardest challenges in the game. Definitely top 5. There's the hardest one that counts as a safe death. In what game? Old School RuneScape. The main thing I'm looking forward to that is, they did a big sailing blog thing recently. They're finally adding a new skill after 20 years. Because the last one was added in 2006, so I guess 19 years. But that's actually coming out in a couple months. I think they're aiming for September or October. And I definitely want to grind it all the way to 99 immediately. And that's like a couple week to a month grind. So I might do almost like what we did with, what's it called? Like we did with Brighter Shores, where we just like completely no-life it for a month. Because after getting max cape in that game, I'm not sure I'm going to survive without max cape. And we can't get it again until we get the new skill to 99. So I kind of want to rush it down immediately as quickly as humanly possible. I'm not going to be competing for 200 mil because that would take like half a year to a year. But I do at least want to get it maxed. I'm not sure if we know what the XP rates are going to be like. I think you need 13 million total XP. And at higher ranges, it's probably only around 100k per hour. Which means it's probably closer to about 150 to 200 hours then. Give or take a little. Oh yeah, we never really did finish Dragon Wilds, did we? I'm not really sure what happened with that game. Like, they kind of stopped developing it, but are still developing it. It's in a really weird state right now. Some of them are Brighter Shores. Like, it's being developed, but it's being developed so slowly. Like, so slowly. Like, both the game's current roadmap is going to take them, like, 2 years. But how slow development has been on both games. And there's something else I'm still not sure the date on yet. Underspire 2, I'm still not sure release date-wise. Has to be somewhat soon if they're still aiming for this year. They only got 4 months left. Unless this year literally means December. Hopefully it's a little earlier than that. Because I'm still really interested in Underspire 2. The only thing that's kind of unfortunate about it is being released in beta rather than full release when it comes out. So it's still going to have like a year of development time even once it does come out. But I believe most of the core game will be there at launch. Probably just a lot of balancing, bug fixes, other stuff like that. Oh, so they might not have true ending immediately. Because I'm not sure how normal Underspire went, but I don't think they originally had true ending when the game was first in beta and everything. It's actually one of the reasons why in that game to gain Ascension, you actually didn't need a true end a single time. You were actually able to gain Ascensions just by doing basic ending. Assumably because true ending didn't even exist back then. I've definitely been in a card mood game recently. Or mood recently. There's not sure any card games out there that I would really want to get into at the moment, other than Underspire 2 once it comes out. Because I hate pay-to-win card games, which is all like the bigger ones. Like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Hearthstone. Name probably any other one. Like, name any free-to-play card game, it's probably pay-to-win. Baltro? I'm not a fan of, poker, though, is the only problem. It's the main reason I never tried Baltro up to this point. Never been a fan of poker or poker-adjacent games. You heard a rumor that I'm gonna finally revisit Puzzle Quest 3 this summer? We could definitely do that some weekend. Probably not this upcoming weekend, but sometime soon we can. Maybe even this month. I just need to figure out how to get the save data onto his computer. Better just stream it off the old computer or something. Because I would definitely want to start from where our save data is rather than a completely new file. But yeah, we'll definitely do it later this month. As hello, Lord Mix Squad! Welcome, welcome, hope all's been well. Yeah, generally our live streams for Gems of War these days have been every single Monday. We've also been doing Fridays whenever there's bigger content, like Mythics, Vault Weekend, stuff like that. We also stream every day of Guild Wars, which next Guild Wars is Suncrest. Also because Guild Wars I still find are the most fun battles in the game. It's one of the few game modes that hasn't been completely like insta one-shotified, like a lot of other game modes in the game. Where you actually fight like how the game used to be back in the day, where you actually had to strategize and everything else. Whereas most other battles are just so power crept that you win in like 1 or 2 turns. But Guild Wars is not quite like that. It's one of the few areas of the game that's still kind of balanced. I say kind of because it's definitely not fully balanced, but it's definitely the most balanced game mode in the game. Though it is definitely far from being perfectly balanced. Let's go hand out another code and start up another Palooza set. We'll go do another XP booster, go do another Palooza. And yeah, keep them going. Alright, let's go hand out another code. Our first July code. Handed out on the 1st of August. There you guys go. They're not any different though. But this is from the most recent fresh batch. There you guys go. And by fresh, I mean 1 month ago. Alright, let's go do the XP booster, and yeah, let's go start up another. Use one of these. Do it in correct order, and use the Palooza second, and not the XP booster second. And there we go. And back in. It uses cloud saves to your account. I could check when I download it to see if it actually does it correctly. I'm not sure if it'll properly remember cloud save from that long back. Because I'm not even sure if they had cloud save back when I was playing. I don't know, we'll find out when we download Puzzle Quest and try it. But I'll do that sometime this month for sure. Probably later this month though. Or maybe midway through the month. Because I kind of want to do it before the Gems of War update. But after we do the old school RuneScape thing that we're going to be doing this month. Like between those two things. Plus at some point we'll probably need to throw Brighter Shores in there because they're going to be doing the botanist skill rework thing. I do want to do a one-off stream kind of peeking at what on earth they're doing with that. Because it'd be the first major update the game has had in months. Because not counting trading, they haven't done an update in like 3 to 4 months now. At least a substantial one that isn't just like a few bug fix or something. Hey, that's another thing too. How has Palworld been doing recently? That's a game I haven't played in like a year. I think they've done like 2 big major updates since then. That and they've been sued by Nintendo like 20 times. Yeah, I still haven't bought a Switch 2 yet. I'm not even sure if I will by the time the next Pokemon game comes out. I might, though. Actually, one thing that's kind of funny, my birthday is in November. Could maybe ask a family member for it. Because $500 just seems so much for me to spend on something so useless, especially since we got Steam Deck recently, and I already have 2 Switch 1s. Switch 2 just seems so overpriced for what it is right now. But it's probably going to be getting a few game exclusives. But if that game does work on Switch 1, I'd probably just get the Switch 1 version. I'm pretty sure they're making it a Switch 2 exclusive, though. Which would be pretty much the first Switch 2 game that I'd kind of want to get. Other than Mario Kart, but I would just get that package with the Switch. Otherwise, you gotta spend like 80 bucks for it instead of 50 bucks. And that's assuming they don't have a 200% tariff by the time I buy it. Because I haven't actually been buying any technology or anything like that since all the tariffs and everything. I have no clue what their prices are at these days. Or which ones are in effect, which ones are. I have no clue. Yeah, I've been considering switching Switch 2 generation. So far in the history of Nintendo, since I've been using them, so basically since N64, the only consoles I have ever skipped are the Wii U and the 3DS. in every version of the 3DS. I still did the DS, and I still did the Wii. Like, you know, the first version of them. So basically, whenever they do, like, an iteration of a console, I tend to not get it. The only exception with that is, like, all the Game Boy Advances. Like the Game Boy Advance SP, stuff like that. But beyond that, I haven't really bought any console that was just an iteration of another console. I never got a 3DS because I already had a DS. And I never got a Wii U because I already had a Wii. And I quite literally have 2 Switches right now, the OLED and the standard model. So yeah, I don't really have much of a need for a Switch 2 at the moment. Unless they start releasing some absolutely amazing games. But so far, their track record does not seem to be on track with that. Especially at 70 or 80 bucks. I still have not spent more than $60 on a game before. Like 70, 80, 100 just seems absurd. Still hasn't happened yet. Especially with how many good indie games there still are at like 20, 30 bucks or even cheaper. Or even free-to-play games that can actually be played free-to-play like Gems of War. Where you could still spend 0 and get all your progress you ever need. Like actual free-to-play games. Because even something like Brighter Shores, even though it is free-to-play, half the game right now is locked behind a monthly paywall. Which I'm still paying for, just to help support the game and everything. As is a smaller dev team, so I don't really mind it as much. Compared to if it was like a big mega corporation. Any new Animal Crossing New Horizons would make them play? Honestly, there's still a couple things about Animal Crossing New Horizons I was still really disappointed they never end up doing with the game. I feel like the biggest missed opportunity was not adding more rare islands. They actually removed one of them, the rare Perfect Bread Flower Island. I think it was removed because people were complaining that it basically ruined, like, breeding flowers. But, like, the Perfect Genetic Flower Island that had all the rare flowers, they end up removing. I think they removed a few other types, but that was the most notable one that they ever removed. It was, like, one of the really big reasons you would even use tickets other than, like, getting new recruits for your island. There were still a couple other rare islands, but they were pretty lackluster compared to Flower Island. Oh no, the main thing that made me get a Switch in the first place was when they did Smash. Though out of any game on the Switch, I definitely have the most time in Animal Crossing New Horizon. Though I do have the most time in all Pokemon games on it if you count all of them together as one game. So technically Animal Crossing New Horizons is my second highest. It's my highest single individual game. But as a franchise, I did play Pokemon more on Switch. Even though Smash was the main reason I got it initially. It's more so like a party game and a fun game to kind of play with people. It's not one you really grind out. Like normally every Smash game has like 100 hours of content. And beyond that, it's just a party game that you play occasionally. They're not really meant to be grinded out for like 500 hours, 1,000 hours or something similar. Like other games are. Which I find it crazy that Nintendo's charging like 80 bucks for something like Mario Kart as well. Because Mario Kart is not a infinite grind game. Mario Kart at most has like 50 to 100 hours. And everything beyond that is just like racing with friends and other stuff like that and just kind of messing around. Like, there's no infinite grind in that game. Like, you could finish all content in that game in probably a weekend. Beyond what you might do with, like, friends occasionally and stuff. As far as the core content of the game, you could probably finish it in a single weekend. But I think the most controversial thing that Nintendo's definitely been doing recently is like bricking the Switch 2s. Which almost makes me scared to even get one from the store, because what happens if the one I get from the store is bricked? So I kind of almost want to wait until they do a new model before I even get one. Like the Switch 2 OLED, or the Switch 2 with some kind of cool design on it of Pokemon or something else. Because when I virtually got the Switch 1, I got the Smash one. The Switch itself didn't have a special design, but it did have a special dock, which had just like all the franchise characters on it. Still have it sitting right over there as well. It's the main dock I use as well. I don't even use the white one from the OLED. Well, it's because oddly enough, for whatever reason, the adapter for Wi-Fi seems to work better on that than the built-in one on the OLED dock. So I just use the Smash dock instead. And the other one just a backup dock next to it in case it somehow breaks. Not like it ever has, but never know. What's kind of funny is I actually still use the charger from that because it's a universal USB-C or whatever. I actually used it to charge my Android phone. Actually, it was the one that Isabel gave me, oddly enough. I was like, thank you, Isabel. But yeah, that phone, I actually used the OLED Switch charger for it. Just because it's a way better charger than a standard one. Steam Deck has your owns you now. Honestly, I have not used Steam Deck for much. I probably will when Underspire 2 comes out. But I've mostly only used it for Brighter Shores. I've used it for hundreds of hours of Brighter Shores. But so far I have only used it for Brighter Shores. Like, it works best with, like, touchscreen games, I feel. Like, any game where I have to actually use it as a controller, I'm not as big of a fan of it. Like, the controller layout for it's a lot more comfortable than I thought it would be. But it's still a layout that's kind of foreign compared to a lot of other controllers. Or at least that I'm used to. Just because you're holding up the whole weight of the console while you're using it as a controller. Which makes it a lot clunkier than a normal lightweight controller. Especially since I've been using a lightweight mouse for the last few years. So using an extremely bulky controller like the entirety of the Steam Deck just feels a little clunky to me. Compared to a standard size controller or a mouse. It's because you have a gaming rig, true. Yeah, Steam Deck's a great alternative if you don't have like a powerful computer or something. Because it can play most games on Steam pretty well. And it's way cheaper than buying like a proper high-end computer. Or mid-end computer. But isn't the big issue with Switch 2? It's almost the cost of a Steam Deck. Actually, the smallest model of the Steam Deck is even cheaper than it. Yeah, I haven't actually tried using desktop mode on the Steam Deck. I might need to try it at some point. I just use it in its default programming. I haven't tried doing anything weird with it yet. Oh, our first Dragonite Gnome. Wow, that took a while. I'm actually surprised it took this long to find one. That's actually a good thing, though. They slow you down quite a bit. As good as Dragonite is, they slow you down more than they're worth. Unless you're delaying them at the last minute, but I don't really do that anymore. Main reason being is I feel like we already have enough Dragonite at this point. Like, we do need more, but I'm not in, like, a pinch to get a ton more. By the time they release the 4th wave of dragons, we're gonna have, like, over 10,000 Dragonite anyways. Unless we get really unlucky, we should be able to get them all. But speaking of Switch 2, I wonder when PlayStation and Xbox are going to do their next console generation. I still have never bought an Xbox ever, of any kind. And the last time I bought a PlayStation was a PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 came out. because it was so dirt cheap because everyone was getting rid of their PlayStation 2. Oh no, we're already done with this one. We definitely gotta do at least one more Palooza. I might even do 2 more Paloozas. Because I believe we have 2 more XP boosters, so it would work out perfectly. And then the rest I would just run this weekend then. Yeah, okay, we'll definitely do that then. Let's go ahead and add another code, and we'll run 2 more Paloozas then. To go with our 2 XP boosters. Alright, here you guys go. Here is the redeem code. That's not redeem code. Here is the redeem code. There you go, enjoy. Alright, let's go run it back 2 more times. And that'd be a whole hour Palooza done. On top of whatever else we'll run this weekend. Alright, where are they? Oh yeah, let me go do the XP booster first. But I just want to use these all up. They're generally best to use during Vault weekends, just because you're going to do the grind anyways. You can get slightly more value from them just by doing normal Explore 1 spam. But this is already kind of like Explore spam, so, or you know, Explore 1 spam. So you can kind of double dip them a little. The only thing with these is they do have a little bit of an extra delay because you gotta wait for the gnomes. But as far as saving time and not doing them independently of each other, you get to save time overall. Compared to if you did Palooza for 15 minutes and then Explore 1 for 15 minutes. Even though these are slightly slower than normal Explore 1, but they're still pretty quick. Because normal Explore 1 you could win about a little over 6 times a minute. These, due to the animation at the start, are closer to 5 times a minute or 5.5. Which is slightly slower than normal Explorer. And it's just this animation stalling that does it. Hello, John! Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna need to own all the kingdoms to get as many myth stones. You can, or explore 12. You can, to fight as many of the mythic battles in one kingdom. To get the other mimics. Nice. Yeah, the mimic grind is a long one. It's one of the most luck-based grinds in the game of any achievement. As if you get unlucky, it could literally take hundreds of hours of Explore 12. I think on average, I think it's like 50 to 80 hours or somewhere around there of Explore 12. Though, of course, give or take a little bit depending on team. But if you get really unlucky, it could literally take a triple-digit number of time. It's one of the reasons we haven't seen it in 4 years. 3 or 4 years, however long it's been, we haven't seen our 3rd one drop yet. We're definitely on the unluckier side, though. But it does take a while. Are we streaming Vault Weekend all weekend? No, I'm only going to be doing it tonight. I'm still going to be grinding it here and there. But as far as streams, I'm only going to be doing it tonight. Our next Gems of War stream will be on Monday. Where we go and don't end the stream until we have 100k gems. But there's some other things I need to finish up this weekend. It's starting to do some freelance raiding again. Yeah, we have been neglecting the channel a little bit recently. I've just kind of been waiting for a game to really go like all in on again. Like obviously we did that earlier for Brighter Shores, and it went great for like 2 months until the player base like fell off a cliff. I think our strongest side game we've ever did, oddly enough, was Age of Calamity. A sequel to it is coming out later this year, but given that Switch 2 and everything else, I'm not sure if I'm going to bother grinding it out and doing videos on it. Isabel. I do appreciate every single one of you, of course. It's just the channel's been making really little money recently. Some of that is due to myself, obviously, not doing as much content. But also just in general with how YouTube ad revenue works and everything recently. Like, even for the same amount of viewership, they keep paying less and less and less. Because that's one annoying thing about the current state of YouTube right now. They're showing more ads overall, but you're being paid less compared to like 5 or 10 years ago where they weren't showing nearly as many ads. Which seems kind of weird. But it's because each ad is paying less over time. Like, it's definitely very inconsistent. Oh, so one thing that could also be doing it too is bots. I think I saw an article earlier on like dead internet theory, because there's been quite a bit on it over recent years. But I think it was something like almost 50% of all internet traffic these days are literally bots. Which of course hurts ad revenue a lot. Because if, you know, there are a lot of botted views out there just in general, then obviously people will pay less per view compared to back in the day. Because the less totality of the, you know, viewership is necessarily guaranteed to be a human. So they're basically getting less value per view as they ever would. So because they're getting less value per view, they're also paying less per view. Which is just a reoccurring issue over and over again. Until they might stop advertising altogether. At least on YouTube, we'd never know. Or even just on the internet in general. Which would be kind of funny if we start getting to the point where people do like physical advertising again. Like literally just mailing stuff in the mail. Just because they know it will guarantee go to a human rather than to like 10% or 50% or whatever percent bots. Yeah, there's something else we need this weekend. I need to go get more gold. Luckily, in getting more gems will naturally get more gold. But we have been so behind on gold lately. I don't even have a backup stack of 10 mil. I normally like to keep that just to make sure that if we ever fall behind a little, if they do some kind of update that needs gold, we have at least some small reserve. There are other ways to get gold in a pinch, though. Like on any week that the glory troop only costs 300, you can basically convert all your glory into gold. At about 1 million per 20,000. Plus the gold keys and glory keys you get also give you gold. And some of the glory back and other stuff like gems. So there are alternative ways to get gold in a pinch if we really ever needed it. But I always like keeping some small reserve just in case though. What does that come out to per glory? I never actually paid much attention to that. I forget how much the bundle has. Well, if it does 200 and it goes to 1 million, That'd be 5,000. 5,000 divided by 300 is what number? That'd be like 15, 16, almost 17. It's like 16.6 or something. I'd just say 16. But that's a, what, 160 gold per glory then? I did do math wrong there. Wait, is it 16 or 160? Did I forget a zero? That's a pretty big difference. Wait, which one is it? I think it's only 16 gold. But you also get gold from the gold keys and the glory keys in them with it as well. Now I kind of want to go calculate that. Wait. What is... oh, wait. Never mind. I could have done it the other way, too. The million into 20,000. Wait, what am I doing the math so weirdly? I forgot. Because I already had it done to it. So never mind. It's 50 gold per... I was wondering why that was so off. It's because I was doing a number to the other number. But never mind. Yeah, every glory is 50 gold. When you convert it when there's a 300 glory troop. And it's not counting the gold you would also get from gold keys and glory keys within it. Just the static gold that you get that you can infinitely convert. It's 1 glory is 50 gold per every glory you convert into a 300 glory troop. Not counting every other supply you would also get. That's not bad. Because that means a million glory is 50 million gold, bare minimum. Not even counting the keys that you would also get gold in. Doesn't our overlay also have a calculator in it? Yeah, I'm using it on the PC one. Honestly, I should probably have it as like a tab, so whenever I click on calculator, it shows up on screen. But how often I just randomly bring up calculator? The on-screen calculator. I need to figure out a way to do it. Like a way that only when it's like tabbed up it'll show. Because the way I have a lot of things right now, it won't show properly if I tab out of it. Or will still show, I mean. Which I don't know, does it still do if I do it like this? Let me see. If I do that. Oh no, it does go away. Okay, interesting. So maybe that would work for the calculator then. I'll set up at some point. Not gonna do that right now. It shouldn't be too hard to set up then. Oh, is this an International Clown Day soon or something? That threw me off when I did the morning video for the Mythic. The clown skulls. I forgot that this month. It's like International Clown Day or something, or Clown Week. I'm not sure why they do skulls for it, but they do. Some of the holidays they choose are kind of out there. There's one of them they do every year, though. 16 Kingdoms on Explorer 12 with over 1,200 myth stones. Nice, getting a nice big stack. Well, not worth it. There is a way to infinitely stack myth stones, even if you've done a battle in every single location. The problem is it requires you to retreat from the legendary battle. Doing so gives half the amount of myth stones. But it's not worth it because you're wasting more than half your value. But yeah, generally just going through each kingdom once is the best way to do it. And then just go all in on them. Yep, Dragonite Gnome again. Because that way you get 100% the value. Running double Tesla build, nice. Yeah, Holy Sting Astra is nice for the 50% mana start on Teslas. But you watching she in Soulforge or something? No, it's Whitehelm week, so she's in Event Keys this week. But yeah, if you guys haven't picked up your Holy Sting Astra from Event Keys, definitely a good idea to do so. Especially if you already have a Tesla or two. Really good with Tesla. It's definitely not required. You can get away with like Leprechaun and stuff like that, but it's a really nice addition for Tesla teams. Especially under human restriction, where you're actually forced to have to use Holy Saint Astra. Because in other situations, you can go Leprechaun and a few other alternatives. But in pure human, you're basically forced to have to use Holy Saint Astra as your mana accumulator. Do 50% mana start them. And then just use a weapon to mana accumulate. After this Palooza, one last one for now. Use up the final XP booster we have. Oh, and it's already here. Let's go hand out. We'll hand out 2 more codes. One right now, and one near the end of the final Palooza. Then for the, I'll still be running more this weekend, but I'll be off stream for the rest. Yep, our final booster. And we have 18 pity keys right now. One less because of the EXP thingy here. All right, let's hand out 2 codes. One right now, one in a little bit. There you guys go, enjoy. And yeah, let's go do the final Palooza. Or at least for today. Grab this one, grab our Soulforge. And let's get a rolling. If I didn't pass it. Come back. Alright, there we go. Oh, so we did see a Mimic when we were doing Explore 12 earlier, but no Mimics off Explore 1 yet today. Though we did see one while clearing the Explore 2. I mean the Explore 12. Also, the weather by me was so bad today. I'm not sure why we've been getting such bad lightning the last few days. I guess some kind of storm rolling through. I really hope hurricane season isn't that bad this year. When I initially moved back here, we got hit by like 2-3 really bad hurricanes year by year by year. Luckily it hasn't been that bad since then. Hoping this year is also like that. As with every year. We've been on a pretty good streak of not too many bad ones. So I'm completely in the Vault key zone. Just full focus. Every click. Yeah, game plan is off stream. I'll be doing just a little bit more Vault grind. Go to whatever we end up going towards. Then on Monday, 100%. We do not end Monday night stream without having 100k gems. We'll open a bunch of Vault keys, possibly all of them that we got this weekend. A bunch of epic Vault keys. And keep going until we hit 100k. Which will be the first time we ever hit it. Oh, we got a pet. I think I already have that one. Oh no, go back. Yeah, we'll check that at the end to see if it's new or not. I might still need more. That's Hung Long. So yeah, I definitely don't have that one maxed yet. Because that's the Mythic. Because there's two different longs. Actually, there's several different longs, but I believe that was for the Mythic, not the Legend. Or the Epic. But I'm pretty sure that's the Mythic one. Which if it is, I definitely don't have it maxed. I do own a copy of it, but I shouldn't have it maxed yet. I haven't closed. The Mythic's not bad. It's really luck-based, but a 70% score reduction has a bunch of effects that can be useful. It's just like a lot of RNG troops where it's too inconsistent to depend on. Like, it's decent, but it's not so good that its inconsistency is worth dealing with a lot of times unless you have to use it. Like, sometimes you use it in like a 4-time Shen-Tang team and stuff like that. But you're almost never, pretty much never going to use it in a 4 times Dragon team. Especially if you own Stellarx and or Flower Dragon. Don't forget the Palia mail. I already checked it earlier. That's what I was talking about earlier when I said I got the 4 plushie thingy. Because that was one of the things that was in the mail were the plushie drops. But I already grabbed them all. And used them all. And opened them all. Oh, there's more? Okay, I'll go check then. I know, a Dragonite Gnome. And no mana. What is this board? There we go. And only 3 Dragonite for all that. He was definitely a low roll there. I know we get reduced amount, but that's even low for a reduced amount. That followed by an epic Volkey though. Nice, nice. Which is something I haven't seen in a while. We haven't gotten a perfect dungeon on stream or off stream in, I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks now. We're definitely over a rate for one. Took about a total of 2 hours, but you got all your troops max ascended and max leveled last night. And this morning, you spent all your keys to ascend troops to ascend 8 troops. Nice. You got 4 copies of a new Mythic. Oh no! Yeah, it's one thing you want to try not to do a lot of times, if you can wait, is you want to try to open up keys when it's not an exclusive Mythic, once you have however many copies you need of it. So this Mythic would definitely be one you only ever need 1 of. So normally you want to wait until after it's out of drop table before you open more keys. Which would be Friday reset time of next week. So 1 week from today. Just so you can try getting some of the Mythics that you don't have. Because that's pretty much applicable until you have every mythic in the game. Even once you have every mythic in the game, it's still applicable because you might want to get like 2 copies of some. Because generally, if I was to mass key open, I would want to do it on a week that isn't like this. Like, even on Monday, we're not going to open a single glory key because I don't want to get more copies of that mythic. I'd rather save it for the wider drop table where we can get a second copy of one we actually need. Even though we already have every mythic in the game. But there's still some good mythics I don't have a second copy of that could use a second copy. This current mythic, I would say, would be okay to do if Naga didn't already have Takshaka. Like, Undead and Naga already have enough good options that you're not really going to need double or triple of the new guy to Deathmark, I don't think. Especially with how Deathmark currently works. It has a weird interaction where it has a 1-turn delay. But for whatever reason, this 1-turn delay still applies if something already had Deathmark. Something I wish it would change. So if you Deathmark something that's already Deathmarked, it'll reset the 1-turn delay in which they could be killed. I wish it would be changed, so if they're already Deathmarked, it doesn't do a 1-turn delay again. It just refreshes the timer. But unfortunately, that's not the way it currently interacts. Ever since they nerfed Deathmark several years back, they never, like, rebalanced it again. And the current state they left it in is pretty weak. It can still kill you out of nowhere, but generally it's going to do nothing. Especially with how many things have immune to Deathmark these days. Of course there's ways to go by it with like Curse and such, which is more common than ever. But a lot of things have immune to Deathmark these days. Most notably some of the better hero classes like Elementals as well. Having immune to almost everything, including Deathmark. Alright, let's go hand out the other code. Alright, this will be the last code for tonight. We'll finish up this Palooza, and then afterwards we'll go clear out the pet battle real quick, because I'm pretty sure that's one we need. Maybe we'll be able to get a +1 all stat for Honglong. Because we do occasionally use that mythic. Even if we didn't, we'd still want to get the pet upgraded. I'm not sure how close we are to 100% pet completion. I own every pet in the game aside from the few immortal pets. As far as maxing them all, not counting every immortal pet, I'm not sure how close we are. Because maxing all immortals is pretty much impossible. Unless you're throwing like a couple thousand at the game, and even then you might not be able to. Like, realistically, no one will ever be able to have max pets because of that. But when I say max pets, I mean all pets minus immortals. As the way they set up immortals makes it so it's pretty much impossible to ever max all pets or all weapons ever again. So whenever I refer to like all weapons or all pets, I'm generally referring to all of them except the immortal ones. How many kingdoms are there? 38, I want to say. I keep losing track. Pretty sure it's 38 right now, though. Really close to 40. So at current rate, it's going to be like 3 years until they hit that number. Because last one was what? Early last year, I believe? Was the last new kingdom. So we're at like a year and a half without a new one. Which is the longest duration since they've been doing new kingdoms again, that they haven't done a new kingdom. Because for a while they stopped doing any new kingdoms when they were doing Underworld. Then they started up again. But since they've started up again, this is the longest duration we've had without a new kingdom. I know, we gained a level. The battle delay of like one whole battle because we leveled. Sometimes you want to clear that before you do a Palooza. It's not too big a deal though. It does waste about a half a battle of time if you level up during a Palooza. Not that big a deal though. It's bound to happen eventually. Unless you really go out of your way to prevent it. Especially if you're using the XP booster per each one. Oh, there it goes. The final one's done. Alright, this should be one we need. Yep. Oh, nice. This is an upgrade, too. I can even give it a blue orb to get it max if I really want to. I think it's a little overkill, though. But let's go finish off by getting this new stat. You know what? Let's hand out one last code as well. There you guys go. Enjoy. Yeah, we actually need this guy. Not a lot, but +1 to all stats might make a little bit of an impact eventually. You do use Hong Long ever so occasionally. Mostly in 4-time Shentang. As Divine and Dragon don't really need it. But Shentang sometimes rents him as a first slot tank due to 70% score reduction. Especially if you're running a hero that isn't, like Barrier on Brown. It's really good if you're using, like, a mana accumulation hero. And a 4-time Shentang team, or even the Shentang hero class. But that Shentang hero class, which one is that? Doesn't that Barrier on Brown? I can't remember which one it is. I don't think it does. I actually can't remember which one it even is off the top of my head. But I don't believe it has Barrier on Brown. I was thinking Monk for a second, but that's a different kingdom. Oh, so it is so nice running Flower Dragon for pet battles. I remember when battles like this, you'd even get to one-shot. Unfortunately, unless you use Fairy Fire, most of the final battles don't get one-shotted by this. Like, some of them have enough durability, some of them don't. But it's only fully consistent if you have Fairy Fire. Because sometimes they'll live like that. Oh, there we go. Oh, 3 copies. Nice. Okay, so I only need, what is that now? 14 more at some point in the future? Not bad. Oh yeah, we also got the snake pet from this current season. That one's just cosmetic though. I'll still upgrade it though. So we're only halfway through the season. We still haven't gotten to see the new gimmick yet, which are shiny mythics. It is something that they added the previous patch, 2 patches ago at this point. But yeah, we don't really get to see it until 5 weeks from now, unless you have like the bigger pass that gets you stuff 2 weeks early. But that was one new thing that they did 2 patches ago, is in campaign on paid side and super paid side, you do get mythic shiny now. So you get the mythic a little bit earlier. Well, not really earlier. It's still the same day you would otherwise get it, or the same week. But you now get shiny tokens. But how many you get? It looks like it's shiny level 2. Which means you get the enhanced ability and 1 lower mana cost. And if you got Mega paid pass, you also get shiny level 3. And all the other like standard loot you would get for extended pass. So I don't feel like that's as worth it. I guess the other big reward is you get things 2 weeks early. So if you won the Mythic like 2 weeks early or something similar. But no, we're just doing normal paid pass. So we'll get that in 5 weeks from now. But yeah, you basically get a shiny level 2 the same week you unlock it. Which should make it a little bit more viable. These have pretty notoriously been some pretty bad Mythics recently. But this one's actually not that bad. Hopefully a lot of them will start being a little bit more like this. But this one is actually usable. It's basically weaker Megavore, but alternative Megavore. There's some situations where you would be able to use this, where you wouldn't be able to use Megavore. In some very niche situations, it would even be stronger than Megavore. Though more often than not, it is weaker overall. But it does have a little bit better mana accumulation while also having a lower mana cost in it. It also still gets to gain Bless, which goes, you know, kind of similar to how Megavore has Impervious. This one doesn't naturally have Impervious, but it kind of pseudo has it with the Bless that it ends up getting. Also has a way to 4x curse the enemy team. The only problem is its Bless could also be taken out by its own curse gems, which would be kind of funny. But it's not bad. It's less consistent than Megavore, but in some situations can be better than it, but also worse than it. It's a nice in-between that makes it still viable, but not like game-breaking. I wish more Mythics were kind of like that. And of course it gets to have 2 lower mana costs eventually and a slightly better ability. Not sure what the slightly better ability does, but probably just increases damage slightly. But anyways, guys, that'll wrap it up for now. Rest is Vault Weekend. We'll grind for a little bit more Vault keys, see how many we can get going into next week. And goal of next Monday night is we do not end Monday night stream until that number says over 100,000. And that'll be our game plan then. And just grind it out completely. We do have our gold keys as backup. We might also have some kind of glory troop here that we can farm for a little bit more keys if we truly need them, though I know for sure we'll have enough. I'm hoping that we could do it with just Vault keys and epic Vault keys. But if we truly need to, we can spend like 1 billion gold keys and these things drop a small amount of gems every time. I don't really want to waste glories though, because I want to save these in case we accidentally get the Mythic. Oh, Crimson Wormling's in drop table now. That was one of the old ones. Actually, maybe I'll do this a few times, see if we can get any other one we're missing. Let me see. Is that the only one? Because I've been skipping the bounty hunter troops recently. I still do the bounty hunter for what's it called? For, you know, like the rewards, the free rewards. But I skip spending like the 710 gems to max them out. Okay, I think we've gotten all of them at this point. I just want to get to a nice clean number now at this point. So 200 more. There we go. But yeah, there's nothing else in drop table that we need then. But I've been doing that for the bounty troops lately. Just doing the bounty with just the free battles. And saving 710 gems. It's one of the other reasons our gem stack's been going up. And just maxing them later down the line by, you know, using orbs on them, getting them from glory keys, gold keys, stuff like that. Because you can just get them for free with your surplus of keys rather than spending the extra gems to get the max immediately. Plus you also save a blue orb that way, though the blue orb save is not as useful as the gem saving. Because 710 gems to finish out that mode is pretty expensive. It used to be more worthwhile back when major orbs were a lot harder to get. But now you just farm Vault Event Weekend this a little bit. And look, in that 1 hour that we basically farmed Vault Event Weekend, we got like at least 10 major orbs there. Compared to if you did the whole Vault Weekend, or compared to doing a whole Bounty Weekend. Of course, Bounty Weekend doesn't take that long. Like an hour, half an hour, or 2 hours, depending on what kind of setup you're doing with it. Anywhere from like 20 minutes to like 2-ish hours. But it costs 710 gems. Just to get basically 2 power orbs and like a few of the knick-knack loot. And 1 max troop. Whereas these 83 Vault keys are going to give like 5 times as many major orbs. And we farmed this in basically the same amount of time it would have taken to go do Bounty Hunter pretty much. Maybe a little bit more than how much we would have taken on Bounty Hunter, but still. It cost us 0 gems. But anyways, guys. Hope you all have a wonderful Vault Weekend. Best of luck with everything. And we'll be back on Monday to go claim our 100,000 gems for the first time. And of course, all the standard weekly stuff and everything else that next week might be bringing. Anyways, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by as always. Greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching.